Good morning and welcome. It's another beautiful edition for Wake Up Nigeria for a Tuesday just before the holiday. Get ready to start your day off the right way, putting the best foot forward.
Absolutely. Every morning we come with a fine blend of news, entertainment, and everything else you might need to get your day started. And we're always pleased to do so. Is everything all right?
I'm looking at your best foot. It's a size 44. Welcome. We always are here to ensure that you make the most of your mornings. And of course, that routine can't be the same without us. Whether you're getting ready for work or maybe you're just putting the kids together, whatever it is, you are welcome.
Absolutely. Gather round, guys. It's the best breakfast show around, and it takes off right now. We have a lot in store for you on the show this morning. We just need you to stick around. Stick around.
Absolutely. This is your weekend. It's starting for you now, isn't it?
Well, technically, yes. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to Ilea.
Oh, yes. That is true. Yeah. How's that coming along?
Well, I've been calling up
all
family.
Your friends who
No,
are
I don't. I rarely go to friends' houses.
Oh, you're not Mike. Okay.
Yeah.
In any case, I'm sure that you guys are hoping that family is going to be the
theme
for you for your next few days, and that's allowed. But please remember to include us, as we like to regard ourselves family.
Indeed.
Let's get the show started. My name is Mazino Appeal.
And my name is Mary Bashua Alimi. Now remember, you can use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC across all social media platforms to be a part of the best breakfast show on Nigerian television.
And you can also see us live. Please remember that we're asking you guys to make sure that you have on your phones the app where you could simply click and carry us with you every single place, whether you are iOS or Android.
Well, you can also watch us on the GOTV channel 16 and on UHF band 49, okay?
All right, now, so remember, the hashtag, or rather the handle is @TVC Connects for all those social media handles, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, everything @TVC Connects, and use that hashtag that we like people to always use. Now,
okay,
for what's happening today, please.
Yes, a healthy life should be top priority, right? Well, that's why we will be discussing detox, the connection of healthy guts to emotional, mental, and physical well-being with leadership and wellness coach Akshay Jain.
After that, we have a musical performance from Afrofusion singer, rapper, and also songwriter Orisha Wem. Hang on a second. He is called Waimi, and he will be joining us with his very interesting take for his new song, What They Told You.
Joining us on the couch for an interesting conversation, we have multiple award-winning actor Iremide Fantastics Adeoye. He is a creative with an interest in film, fashion, entertainment, content creation, so much more. And of course, he'll be letting us into his creative world when he joins us in a bit.
Yes,
MM and Bazino today.
All eyes on the prize, not on MM's. All eyes on the prize for this morning. You are welcome, MM. How are you doing?
Do you mind, Mazino?
No,
Do you mind?
Let's keep it. Let's keep it all. You know. Good to have you on the show here.
How are you doing?
Nice pink number.
You obviously had a great weekend. Tell me about it.
It's very obvious.
My weekend. That was. You are the one who's coming back from a great weekend. We should be asking you what you did.
What did I do? I think it was a very restful weekend for me.
Restful indeed.
So after the black table, Monday got home. I'm sorry, Saturday morning got home. I just wanted to rest. I slept all day. And then Sunday church, and I just really wanted to spend time with the kids.
That's nice. That's good.
Yeah, so I didn't...
Everybody else is preparing for the Eid celebration.
Yes.
You were talking about it from moments ago.
Oh yes, I was talking about how this year I've changed my direction because I feel like, you know, you go to the same place every year, and this year has been really good for people. So let's change, you know, the place we are going to. So this time, Auntie Muji, I'm coming to your house. I just want to tell you in advance.
Oh, talking about Eid and Ram, right? So there's this tweet I saw on Twitter about a guy whose ram died.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Hey, that's a lot of money.
250,000.
I promise you, the guy's heart broken because he says he just woke up in the morning and he saw that the ram had died.
Killed over.
Yeah, not like it was killed or anything, but apparently maybe it had a disease or something. It could have had a disease, right? So how do you even check to know, you know, the health how healthy the ram
go with
that
a
you're
vet
buying
when you're going
is.
to the livestock market. That's what you do these days.
Oh,
'cause you don't
wow,
wanna-
okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because this year is quite like unlike any other year. Talking about the price, it's not as affordable as it used to be.
Yeah,
People's buying power has
exactly.
Every year you think it's bad enough, and then
Yeah.
the next
Yeah,
person
it's
Just
sucks.
proper,
something.
yeah.
You see people going to, there was something Wale Popo said on Sunday. He said he went to the market with somebody, and what he was seeing was tall cats and tall dogs, not rams. Like, they were so skinny, and yet the least you could get was 170,000. If you want to start getting a solid ram, have your 350 in your hand.
Yeah, I think
It runs
How
from
much are you
350,000
earning?
to 1.2 million.
I'm telling you,
Very
see,
good.
you better kill goats. Though there's the biggest you can kill is
yeah,
camel.
but then I really don't think
But-
we should put pressure on anybody to kill ram. If you can't afford it, I think just, I think it's the celebration that matters, not the animal
Well,
matters. But
it's also part of promoting communal living
Yeah.
anyway. So 3-4 people can join hands. The most important thing is to fulfill requirements of the festival.
And you're welcome. It's a Tuesday morning. Let's do the news. My name is Mazino Appeal. Now we begin from the nation's capital, where the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the renaming of 15 of the country's airports after the immediate past President Muhammadu Buhari and other prominent Nigerians. According to a statement, the president took the initiative as part of the ongoing reform in the aviation industry. The Maiduguri airport has now been renamed after the immediate past President Muhammadu Buhari, honoring his service to the nation. Likewise, the Port Harcourt Airport now bears the name of the late nationalist Obafemi Awolowo, recognizing his significant role in shaping Nigeria's history. In addition, the Nasarawa Airport has been immortalized with the name of Usman Dan Fodio, the renowned founder of the Sokoto Caliphate. This gesture acknowledges his profound influence on the region and the country as a whole. On to Abuja now. Vice President Kashim Shettima has restated Nigeria's commitments to strengthening relationships with Republic of Korea, especially in promoting trade, technology transfers, and maintaining global peace. Vice President Shettima stated this when he received a delegation from the Republic of Korea led by the Special Envoy to the President Jang Sung-min at the Presidential Villa. According to the Vice President, Nigeria and Korea have a very robust bilateral relationship that is anchored on years of mutual trust and cooperation. Earlier in his remarks, the Special Envoy of President of the Republic of Korea, Mr. Jang Sung-min, congratulated Nigeria for the successful inauguration of the new government and conveyed special invitation from President Yoon to his Nigerian counterpart, Bola Tinubu, to attend the forthcoming Africa-Korea Summit in South Korea. In the meantime, Vice President Kashim Shettima has decorated the new Comptroller General of the Nigerian Customs Service, Adewale Adeniyi. He described his appointment as a moral booster for officers in the service. The Vice President said this in a brief ceremony witnessed by the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, at the Presidential Villa. He congratulated the new customs boss for bringing professionalism back to the Nigerian Customs Service and rekindling the hope of every customs officer to aspire to reach the pinnacle of his or her profession. The newly appointed Customs Comptroller General told journalists shortly after his declaration that he is committed to a more effective and innovation-driven customs service. And that's it for the news and sports. Welcome once again inside of Wake Up Nigeria for a Tuesday edition. My name is Mazino Appeal. We'll be back with more.
Okay.
Welcome and good morning once again. It's time for our daily dose of whatever it is that is trending. What's trending, Mary?
Why are you asking me?
Because you
I
had a
thought the
very
person who always knows what's trending is our beautiful MM here.
She's always trendy.
She is always trendy and informed about what's trending.
Thank you so much, Ms. Zino, for the compliment. And
I don't understand. I
She was coming
complimented
to
you
you.
first. But she said my own like afterthought.
because, I mean, you're the...
I'm the what?
I love the mustard.
Thank
Change
you,
the
but
topic.
I'm what?
Switch. All right, so,
Okay, so,
you're telling us about this very
yeah,
interesting
so-
instance regarding TikTok, or is it Instagram influencer?
It's
or
Skit
community?
Maker.
It's a skit maker.
Yeah,
So many things they
Trinity
call themselves.
and
Trinity
how
guy.
he got Trinity guy and how he got arrested due to sexualizing a child.
Yeah.
And how that has,
In his skits.
in his kids, and how that has delved into so many other issues and how people are now even talking about it from different angles.
A little backstory.
Yeah.
What he had done a couple of weeks ago, not up to 2, was he put up a skit where it involved the use of a child, and he asked the kid very sexual questions regarding his member. It was deemed very unfit by a lot of people who complained about it, even asking him if he was a pedophile, and this caught the attention of authorities who have taken it on, and he has been arrested.
Yes,
Am I correct?
yes, that's the backstory. So
Yes.
basically, we're just taking a look at how child sexualization, even the pornography angle, has now seemed to entrench itself into society, especially how worrisome that is. I don't know if you saw the skit. I couldn't bring myself.
I watched the skits, and to be honest, it was... I think he really needs to be looked into, to be honest.
Psychiatric.
He personally needs to be looked into. And this also brings to mind, in April as well, there were 2 other skit makers who did a similar skits in the same context. And because of the backlash from the public, they had to pull down the skits immediately. And then they apologized to the public that that was not their intention. And funny enough, theirs actually had to do with a 2-year-old child. The Trinity guys, the girl that was involved was about, I think she's over 10 years old. I think it is time that this is looked into critically. And I'm not just talking about those 2 skit makers, I'm talking about the skit industry or the comedy industry, you know, entirely. Because we see situations where women now, children, are being sexualized, are being objectified. It is demeaning, and it causes for, it sort of promotes violence, sexual violence, because to be honest, these things happen. So even if at all you want to bring it to the fore, I think they should try to maybe, I don't know, collaborate with, you know, activists or advocates in this regard
and
to
do
see
it
and do it properly. Their content needs to be properly evaluated, reassessed, whatever it is that they need to do. It needs to be properly looked into. Do your research, because if you're bringing it to the fore, it has to come from a place of awareness, of also letting people know, sensitizing the public on these organizations that cater to sexual violence that affects women and children.
Now, I recall some months back where we talked about a similar skit in which this guy, supposedly his landlord, was interested in his...
It's one I just mentioned. It's the one with the 2 guys, with the 2 guys involved.
All the drama that...
the same one I made reference
that
earlier
followed
on.
it. And so I find it worrisome. I know some of you have really interesting private lives, things that go on behind closed doors, but perhaps you need to keep those things behind closed doors. Or you teach something from whatever it is you're doing. I remember when we were watching that particular skit, we were all waiting. Okay, what's going to happen? Is it that
what's the
person
lesson?
got punished? Is there a lesson?
Nothing.
The idea of doing movies and skits are now so flat. They just feel, okay, let's just do something. Let us trend.
So this is what happens when you have an
beyond
industry
trending.
that
What message are you passing across?
This is what happens when you have an industry that's not regulated. And by far, you cannot regulate whatever you have online content. There has been plenty of approaches, plenty of attempts to kind of like regulate it. I think there was one on taxes for skit makers and all, which I don't know how far that has gone. But if you can't regulate these content, you have these kinds of issues. Self-regulation is another thing. If we've had this kind of an instance many times, there have been comedians who have made certain lewd jokes or comments about rape or sexualizing children, and they've been either punished for it or they've been frowned at by the public. If I'm a skit maker, why can't I take this as a sample and use that in my own design for skits? Regarding the individuals now and their level of awareness is a totally different thing, because not many people know that these things that they're actually perpetrating are bad. They just think it's normal conversation I'm having with a guy, very lewd and nasty, and I can mass produce it, or I can put it out there for a mass of people to see, and that is wrong. When you have maybe, and in an attempt to regulate it, is this: if you have a certain number of people, or if you've gone above a certain number of people who follow you, perhaps you should be licensed in some way, perhaps. Maybe, and also made aware of the fact that you have a mass of people following you. You can't say certain things. If these things come up in your post, you will be sanctioned.
Those who do the most damage do not have so many followers.
This guy apparently has about 68,000.
Many of them are doing many of these things just so as to garner these followers.
So it's a public thing, see?
So
it's like people sitting down.
If you say that, okay, you need to regulate people, it should be a general thing. There are people who start this thing from 300 followers. It does not depend on the number of followers you have. My problem with this is children are watching. Let's stop deceiving ourselves. There was a time when your parents would tell you, do not put on the TV. Even when you do, the content you see on TV were regulated. So you weren't exposed to certain things. But these days, children have access to mobile phones. The first thing you want to do is put parental control, right? But then some of these pedophiles are also, no, even the pedophiles, the predators, they are putting certain hashtags that are children related.
Yes.
So those children will watch content they are not supposed to see.
Mary, this even brings to mind.
There was a day I picked up the phone, just looked through YT Kids, YouTube Kids, and I was shocked at what I was seeing.
Oh, my darling.
Content children should not see. And it's YouTube Kids, but the way they named those content,
you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know. And so your child is exposed.
You know, this also brings to mind a particular Nigerian that was caught, I think, a few months ago in the UK for pedophilia as well, because he said, according to him, he didn't know that they were minors, and he was arrested 3 months after he got into the UK. So I think this also brings to mind the role as parents as well in monitoring the content our kids, you know, and information that they have on social media, because right now a lot of kids are own phones. There's even the peer pressure where if you don't own a phone, you don't belong, you're not a big girl, whatever it is. But it is important for parents to should closely monitor what is going on in your child phones. There are a lot of connotations, there are a lot of innuendos. You need to, on that, ask questions, probe those tones. There are a lot of undertones in those conversations that are being had.
It has gone beyond parental control. Parents are trying.
Mary, I think you're absolutely correct.
You put parental PG on your TV. You put PG, but even on the bus, how did many children learn to sing some songs?
I think
the bus driver
correct,
is playing songs that
Mary,
you could never play at home. And then the children are listening to it. And then you hear your child singing a song that you know you've never played.
Hence why I said that it's no longer
outside.
just a social media thing, it's actually a cultural
thing. It's
not
a cultural thing. We've normalized
There's a lot of work that we need to do as a people, as a culture.
Yes.
Note that these things are no-go areas, especially when it comes to minors, so that we have a social consciousness. I think that's the base. That's
social
consciousness. Even music.
Very important.
You check out some songs.
Music videos.
When it came out, we listened to it top to bottom. Not one nasty word. We did not have to edit it. But how many such popular songs are left that we won't have to edit? Almost every song has to be edited these days. It's insane.
Like Mazino said, I think this brings to mind, we need that, there has to be that social consciousness. And, we have a lot of work to do. With this conversation, we can't exhaust it here because there's just so much to be said about it. But we're going to quick break now, people. Wake Up Nigeria continues in a bit. Stay with us. Ready? Let's go. Ready? Ready? Let's go. You can tell that we are super stoked about this morning's recipe. Welcome to the kitchen, guys. With me this morning is Chef Shebio Timo.
Yeah.
I actually call her Chef Shapes. Yeah.
Thank you.
You
That's
like it?
Oh my gosh. I want to finish right now.
All right. So yes, this morning Shebio Timo will be making Nigerian fried rice. Tell me about it, guys. Tell me about it. Let's go through the ingredients, Shebio Timo. I trust you.
This is my rice.
Okay.
My chicken stock. Crayfish. Oh, sorry. This is not supposed to be this.
Okay.
Spice. Onions. Carrots. Green peas and green pepper. Then our crab and chicken.
Okay.
I'm going to add, where I made it, where I'm calling Nigerian fried rice is because of the crab I'm going to add to it.
Because I am...
This is the season of crab. Let's make use of it and enjoy it as many times as we could.
Crabs and rice, wow. That is new, right? I mean, whoever thought you could actually have rice, crabs? Never had crabs in my rice before.
Oh, I'm going to try today.
Well, I will. Let's run through the recipe quickly. But while you're just sort of prepping things up here in the kitchen, I can't wait to hear what the newspaper headlines have in store for us this morning. So we'll head over to the couch with Mizuno and Mary.
Shock.
Yeah, I've just been shocked by some very interesting news here, but I can't let it out of the bag yet. But welcome, it's time for the paper review, and I have with me the delectable Mary herself. Mary,
Yeah. Hi.
are you looking forward to what we're having today?
Oh, yes.
Well, it's a Nigerian fried rice. Yesterday we had Ikoyi, Asu,
or fada
rice.
Yes, that was yesterday.
Tomorrow it will be Festac Bolognese.
No, it will be Festac 77.
Bolognese. You guys watch out for that one, okay? But let's do the papers. Thank you for joining us. If you're picking up a daily this morning, we've got a list of the headlines you should be looking out for. And, of course, Mary's joining me in on this one. Hopefully we're going to rein her in so she doesn't get too emotional about the dailies. So.
Really, Maz. Really.
Let's talk the news. Start from the Punch newspaper this morning. We've got these headlines. PDP, Atiku set to clash with G5 over Tambuwal. And it goes on, Atiku, a party man, will back PDP choice, says aide as minority leader emerges July 4. And, of course, G5 backing Jarigbe, Autumn's aide, insists lawmakers want PDP on Sokoto ex-governor. Let's move on now to the top of the paper where we have these headlines here. Buhari hands over 974 billion naira uncompleted road projects, and World Bank OK's first $500 million loan for FG. Now, the big one for this morning, which is what everybody's very concerned about, is this headline here on the Punch. Disco's backtrack on tariff hike await NERC approval. Is this good news for you?
So it's actually two sides because tariff hike has been ongoing for a while. So up until last year, when the tariff is about to be hiked, Nigerians get it as newspaper headlines. You're about to pay more for electricity. Then towards the end of last year till now, it's just been minimal. Just you go to buy your electricity units, and then you realize that this is more expensive now. This is more expensive now. But you see, because this one was going to be huge, they decided to come out again and say, 40% hike, no more subsidy, yada, yada, yada. Did they not know they were to wait for NERC approval before?
Exactly. This was by the AEDC, if I'm not mistaken, the initial announcement. But the NERC has said, in fact, no, they came out themselves to tell that, okay, hang on, disregard the formal announcement. We're still waiting for the NERC to actually give us a thumbs up on this one. So maybe that's a bit of relief. But at the end of the day, whether we like it or not, it's still going to go up.
Yeah.
Because apparently they're trading at the former amount for the Naira against the dollar, which was 480, I think. Yeah. Right now at 750. Something's got to give, whether we like it or not.
I hear it's going to be as high as 300 naira per kilowatt.
Let's not start any panic now.
Do you know what 300 naira per kilowatt means? It means that when you buy electricity units of 9,000 naira, all you get is 30 kilowatts.
Yeah. Can you break that down?
Okay, so
how many
for
days
now,
of
when you buy 10,000 naira, there was a time you get 74. Now you get about 71, and I hear it's going lower every now and then. But imagine, instead of getting 74, as used to be the case, you are now getting maybe 33.
That's half. That's less than half.
Exactly. So that's
so we might be paying twice as much.
Reality.
Well, that reality is rather grim, but it might happen. So brace yourselves is what we hear. Even if there has been a recant on the announcement that was made from before, the NERC will still come up, perhaps, is what's been speculated to give maybe, you know, there have been other subsidy arrangements that are being made regarding the sufferings we're going on, but I think we're going to meet that in other dailies. What do we have next, please?
So we have the Vanguard newspaper, and it says, Forex challenge driving petrol price towards 581 naira per litre. First deliveries of one PLC and Dover, others to arrive mid-July. Marketers say logistics of bringing products complex. No fixed price at depot, and that's coming from Dapman. Now, we will talk about that, but let me just touch on some other things. Of course, Salah, federal government has declared Wednesday, Thursday public holidays. NAF appoints, redeploys 98 officers of air rank. Here we also have, I delayed petrol subsidy removal to allow Tinubu APC win polls, coming from former President Buhari. That is also a trending story. People have been talking about the interview he did at the 10 drown as boat capsizes in Akwa Ibom waterways. Here we also see Osimhen beats Mahrez Salah to win Best African International Award. Let's go back to the Forex Challenge, driving petrol price towards 581 naira per litre. When was the last time you bought fuel?
2 weeks ago. I've been managing thus far, so
2 weeks?
2 weeks ago. So today would make it 2 weeks since. Well, my format is very different from
that's why you've
else's.
been riding.
That's why I ride.
So apparently, bikes consume less fuel. So if you've been seeing Mazino on the road more on a bike than in a car,
I've
that's
been saving. But this is the thing, yeah. I heard it's been reported that marketers are finding it very difficult to actually purchase because of the forex rates. Yeah. It's gone up. There's cries for a bit of, and I use this word very, very loosely, a bit of subsidy, or maybe in terms of loans for them to be able to actually purchase. Other than that, we're looking at a scarcity, and it's going to be rather big because first off, you have petrol prices at 488 naira. With a scarcity, imagine how much you might be paying for petrol. So if these marketers are unable, the ones that have been given the approval and license to actually purchase and sell, if they're unable to get these products, we're looking at some very, very tough times.
Though. 488 is
I'm just giving
just
the benchmark for what
I remember we drove into a fuel station on Sunday, wanted to buy petrol, and they said 500 naira.
Yeah.
Rev did continue that
I've been buying at 500 naira. I've just
12 naira extra.
Because at the end of the day, if I have a tank of 60 liters, what I've managed to save if I buy at 488 naira is only 300 naira. Yeah. 300 naira is like 50 naira from last year. So I think I'm going to let that. Sorry, inflation, it is not actually, considering the inflation rate currently, which is affecting everything from food to commuting to fuel. But let's move on now to our next daily, and that is the Daily Trust. This has these headlines here. Big one in front. Unease in FG agencies as management fear sack some chief executives, relocate to Abuja to lobby, and emphasis should be on competence. At the top of the Daily Trust, Kano government stops salaries of 10,800 workers employed by Ganduje and Hajj. Nigerian pilgrims lament tent shortage and poor feeding. Did you see the Instagram post? Was it yesterday of the pilgrims? They are actually going through some very interesting times. Yeah. This is the biggest Hajj, by the way, as a lot of countries are converging. I think today is going to be one of the biggest activities as they pray and climb Mount Arafat. So I don't know what arrangements have been made for them or what arrangements were made in the beginning that has resulted in what they're facing right now. But it's a yearly thing, and you think that every single year it should get better. Or perhaps maybe the number of people that have visited for this year's Hajj is a bit more, because I hear there's an age restriction that was removed. So elders can now even still attend the Hajj. So you can imagine the strain that will cause on the process.
So just last week, or was it a couple of weeks ago, the National Hajj Commission was revived, so to speak, and people were excited. I saw lots of people misconstruing it, people saying, oh, that means people will be going on pilgrimage for free. It's actually not free.
No, it's not.
When you see these pilgrims go through so much, they are actually paying for these trips. So when they complain about poor feeding, they complain about so many things. They are not complaining because they are getting it free of charge. Payments have been made for these services. As a matter of fact, when you see government sending certain people, it's just a private person sponsoring some individuals. Yeah. People pay for these pilgrimages, and it's only fair that they get the value for their money, even as you're trying to observe what you believe in religious-wise.
Final paper for this morning is The Guardian. We've touched on most of the headlines that are on the front page for The Guardian about the discos and the delayed removal of petrol subsidy, but this one here is rather grim. It says, bleak festival, Muslim faithfuls groan as subsidy removal squeezes family budgets. It talks about the inability for families to actually purchase what is most needed for it, which is the purchase of rams and livestock. Most livestock markets are rather empty. Marketers have grown over the inability for them to commute because of the high price of commuting their products over to places like in Lagos. Families can't even purchase these things because of their purchasing power has gone down with inflation, I think, in the food sector of 25%. I think so. If you can afford a ram last year, right now your purchasing power is halved.
So I've always believed that the biggest problem we have in this country is transportation. Because any small increments in fuel price, the transport sector goes berserk. They literally just run things the way they want to. And somehow there's that fear that is there regulation. People wonder at it. And at this point, I must say, shout out to all Muslim faithfuls. It can't be easy right now. Having to buy a basket of tomatoes for 25,000 naira is enough to make you not
that
even
mile
want
12
to.
price?
The baskets.
That's mile 12
like,
price?
Yeah, 16 to 18.
Then that's a worry.
25,000 naira. That's just one of the many purchases you have to make in the market. Price of rice, price of so many things going through the roof.
One thing the government has done, however, is to ease traffic on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. So for the next 6 days, there will be no constructions. Perhaps that will help people get to where they want to go to be with family for the Eid. Hopefully that brings a bit of solace for you guys. But thank you very much, Mary, for being with me at Papers. That was very enjoyable. That was very nice with your smile. Thank you for joining us as well. Pick up daily. Share with us what you think, your opinion. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Would love to read from you guys. We'll be back.
And we are back. Thanks for staying with us. Trust me, guys, it means a lot to us to have you stay tuned watching the show. Welcome to the kitchen. With me is Chef Shabes. Well, you can call her Shivio Timo, but I like to call her Shabes. This morning, we are making her special Nigerian fried rice. Right, because it's got crabs in them.
You know we're going to do what?
What?
We're going to fry this egg and put it inside.
Okay, I've tried that before, and it's actually really nice. Yeah.
So we are trying it again.
Yeah.
Nigerian.
Yeah, anyway, so for the benefit of those just joining us, let's tell them, you know, let's run through the ingredients once again, and then tell them where we've got.
We have,
so let's go.
This is our rice.
Okay.
Inside it, we have onions, chicken stock, crayfish, ginger, spice, water, and oil.
Okay.
While we have our carrots.
What's giving that color?
Is it turmeric inside it?
Oh, okay. So we're using turmeric instead of curry.
Instead of curry, we are using turmeric.
Okay.
So, carrot, green peas, green pepper, then our chicken and crayfish and crabs and our eggs.
Okay.
So fried inside.
Okay. So once the rice is ready, what's next?
We put all our ingredients, then we'll get them ready.
Explain it to us now. When does the carrots go in? When does the
when the rice is boiled? When the rice is boiled, almost dry, then the carrot goes in. Okay. The green peas goes in. Everything goes in. Then we fry our egg and put it together and mix it.
Mix everything up.
Everything up.
Okay.
Then
so all of the ingredients, like all of the spices that's going to give that extra flavor is in there already.
There already.
So we're not adding any extra spice to the eggs.
We are not adding any extra to the egg.
Okay.
No,
now let's talk about how you want to make the eggs. Are they going to be scrambled eggs or are they going to be what?
Scrambled. We are going to scramble and put.
We're going to scramble them up.
Everything
and then pour them into
the rice.
Interesting recipe this morning, especially because this particular rice recipe has crabs in them. Quite interesting. So what are we doing with these crabs exactly? Are we going to fry them? Are we going to
It's fried already.
Okay.
We are pouring everything inside this rice.
So everything is going into the rice.
Like a concussion rice.
Like,
No, everything is inside concussion.
Yeah.
But no, it's not concussion. It's Nigerian.
It's a special kind of Nigerian fried rice. So we'll call this Shebi Otimo Special.
I'm blushing. I love that.
She always brings something extra, you know, whenever she's on the show. I mean, that's why we love to have her here.
You know, I have always come to this show to do common things in an uncommon way.
Common things in an uncommon way.
That's it.
So when you hear that, think of Shebi Otimo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
you. Okay. Now talking about turmeric, guys. Turmeric is packing on a lot of nutrients. Very
good for your skin.
Yes.
Good for the eyes. Good for just tell me.
Keep on going, Shebi Otimo. Keep on going.
Oh my God. It's just so good that you can't go wrong putting it in your meal.
Yes, actually, you
can't go wrong.
And to think that it could actually easily, replace your curry, in your rice or in your
You know what? It's even made with turmeric is made from curry. The only thing they add to it, they put preservative and some other,
Yeah, but you could also get your natural turmeric if you don't want to use
which I
the
did.
one or the packaged one.
I did.
Yeah, you could also use get your turmerics. They look like ginger, but they're quite smaller. Yeah, there's another fruit I'm trying to remember that look fruit. that looks exactly like turmeric's. I'm trying to remember. Once I remember, I'll let you guys know. It looks very similar to turmeric's. They're green. When they're orange in it. I'm trying to remember. But hey, we have
pepper fruits.
Pepper fruits. They actually look like pepper fruits. Right. Thank you so much. You see, we make a good team here in the kitchen. But hey, enough of us right now. Our rice is cooking. We're going to pour in the vegetables very soon. But let's head over to the couch for some health discussion with Mary.
All right, so whatever is happening in that kitchen, I'm so glad my dress is going to match the results. Yes, fingers crossed. Okay, it's time for us to talk health. And as you know, a healthy life should be top priority, which is why we will be discussing the connection of healthy gut to emotional, mental, and physical well-being. And this conversation will be with a leadership and wellness coach, Akshajan. He is the Director of Arts of Living Nigeria and co-founder of the Happiness Center, where they provide natural and herbal health solutions. It's such a pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you. Nice to be here with you. Good
Fantastic.
morning. Yeah.
So when people hear detoxification, the first thing that comes to their mind is, okay, do I have to take herbs? What do I need to cleanse? But then you're linking it to your general well-being. Tell us more about that.
So as the name suggests, detox means removing all the toxins from the system.
Yeah.
And purification, right? And it can be purification of your body and mind. Okay. We can have issues with our mind, there can be emotional imbalance, and so all full body detox would have a healthy balance between your gut and mind. Okay. And there are many ways to do it. So some people may do it with herbs, some may do it with other methods. So there is colon cleansing, there is purging. There's a whole lot of, science behind this. And a lot of things can be done to detox your body.
So I'm very curious about something. Linking the gut to your well-being.
Yeah.
So let's start from emotional. What part of your body, like from head to toe, what part of your body needs detoxification if you're having emotional problems, for example?
They say your gut is your second brain.
Yeah, true.
And if you look at the state of your gut, starting from stomach to the intestines, for example, if you have acidity, hyperacidity, if you're feeling hunger, extreme hunger, you are easily prone to anger. So the state of your stomach reflects in your mind also. You get restless.
A hungry man being an angry man.
Yeah. Have you seen that? When a hungry man is there, he can get angry very soon. Same way if there is constipation, you're not passing bowels very easily, then you'll see your mind is not focused. You're restless. Right? Same thing if you have diarrhea. So the state of your gut reflects in the state of your mind.
Wow.
So there's a very direct connection there.
So when you're hungry, you're likely to be angry.
Yeah.
And your tummy problems could lead to
defocus, no focus in mind,
lack of focus, restlessness,
bad sleep. Normally people who are constipated, they have sleep issues.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you have to go to the restroom several times.
Several times, or you don't have to. When you don't go to the restroom, that also is a problem.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one causes what problem?
So constipation, which means you don't go to the restroom, causes a lot of restlessness in the mind.
Which can affect you in what way emotionally?
Insomnia. Emotionally, it can create all kinds of imbalance, right? So it can lead to insomnia. And when the mind is restless and not focused, you can see that, in your work, you're not effective. You're not able to manage your relationships better. So it's all very linked.
So when we talk about the physical aspects, let's link the guts to, moving from emotional now to your physical looks.
See,
I'm sure that one is wider even.
Very wide, but let me say, if your gut is healthy and you are able to absorb all the nourishment and throw away the toxins regularly, you'll be more energetic. Many times you will see, because we are not eating the right food and toxins are accumulating in the system, your energy levels are low.
Okay.
So a healthy gut also gives you a burst of energy, right? So eating well and continuously making sure that you have a healthy digestive system will boost your energy, which will increase positivity in the mind, right? And high energy levels.
So let's do a practical example now. I tend to have sinus issues, and usually it's it's when I come into a particular environment, there's a trigger I haven't been able to figure out what. Taking me as an example, what else could be causing this regular sinuses?
This can be an allergen also. So sometimes what you're talking about are allergen based. So we don't know what will be caused. So there are many tests that can be done to figure out what is your allergy and what is causing this. Like I also have similar thing where if somebody has a very strong odor or is wearing a strong perfume, I tend to have sinus issues.
Oh.
So now that's figured out. I know what causes it, so I avoid it. And then there can be a detoxification even of your sinuses, you know.
Really? Okay.
So there's a process of cleansing your thoracic, you know, lungs and sinuses, taking out all the phlegm, and you feel fresh and there's no headache. See, sinuses will also cause headaches.
Yes, yes.
So there are a whole lot of processes around that.
So when you go through this particular detoxification process, does it have any side effects?
So normally we propose that we use normal herbal means and not going with chemicals and all. So even the colon cleansing that we do, it's with herbal oil, medicated oils, which help you nourish your system as well as take out all the toxins. Same way there's another way of detoxification, which is purging. Okay. So you induce purging and you have to go to the washroom many times in a day, and then it cleanses off everything from the.
Okay.
Same thing for the nasal passages. So there are ways of treating it with some smoke, with some herbal oils, which just goes in and take away all the toxins.
All right. There are some people who would, some medical fields would say that there's this particular oil, I'm trying to remember the name now, that is used, is it eucalyptus oil?
Eucalyptus oil.
Do you recommend it?
It can be recommended in many conditions, but the best is, so there is no generic rule. You know, everybody has a different body style. Like you have your sinus issues, I have different types of
Yes.
So everybody will have the different root cause, and eucalyptus oil will work on certain conditions and may aggravate certain other conditions.
True.
So it depends on what exactly is the problem, and then you can take a suggestion from a herbal specialist or an Ayurveda specialist, and they can guide you.
Okay, so now let's talk about the psychological. So we've talked about the emotional, we've talked about the physical. Now let's talk about the psychological effects of what would your guts having influence on your psychology?
So it's the same thing. I mean, emotions and psychological are all related. So let's say now, if you have a thought, now you cannot control your thought, isn't it? A thought comes, and then you use your intelligence to see whether you should act or not act. So suddenly a dangerous thought comes that I want to kill him. Now your intelligence, if it is clear and sharper, you are able to see that this is the wrong thing to do and decide against doing that. So having emotional stability where emotions don't overpower you. Anger comes, a thought comes, but they don't overpower you, is where you know, you have to learn the art and have a stable mind and intellect.
So what we usually hear of control your thoughts should actually be control your emotions.
Exactly.
Control your reactions to those thoughts.
Exactly.
Okay, for someone who is very passionate, for example, you need to, how is your guts linked to your passion?
So they say, so according to Ayurveda, which is the traditional medical science, your gut, there are three main body types, and one of them is driven by fire element. You know, we are made up of 5 elements: earth, water, air, fire, ether.
Yeah.
So the fire element, which is the digestive fire, makes you also very passionate. You will see, you know, they say fire in the belly.
It's burning.
Yeah, it's burning. So that guides you and gives you the focus and upward movement. So it is very directly related.
This is actually something really wide, and I'm so glad that we're able to touch on so many aspects of it. Thank you so much for your time, Akshay. Thank you indeed.
Yeah.
And thank you as well for watching Wake Up Nigeria. We're done with the first hour now, but don't worry, we'll be back in a bit for the next 45 minutes of the show. Just stay with us. Oh, wow. A refreshing first hour for Tuesday edition. Yeah. That's what
it
we
was.
just experienced, really.
Gone by already, you missed out on a lot. I'm not even going to mince words about that. Why weren't you up early? Set your alarms to wake up Nigeria at 7 a.m. But if you're only just waking up, it's okay. We'll bring you another hour of happiness, and of course, it's free.
Yes, and we share this moment with you at no cost. Absolutely none. So let's get it on with the second half already.
Yes, since we have only 45 minutes, we're going to pack it in with some great stuff. Of course, our culinary skills will be shown from inside of the kitchen, where MM in her pink dress and Chef Shubi, what's she wearing? Green. In her green, no, it's a red apron. Okay, we'll go with the red apron. How's our Nigerian fried rice going?
Oh, good.
Okay.
You're going to feel it.
In a bit.
Yeah. In a bit.
Alrighty.
Yeah. She's the Idon. Right
Don't
here.
go.
You know.
That rice is
Don't go.
Yeah. She's there's so much work done. Our rice is almost ready. We're gonna put in the vegetables in a bit.
Green. It's good with the green.
What's this new thing they say, these Gen Z, is giving?
It's giving, exactly.
What's that? It's giving.
The rice is frying. It's giving fried rice.
Yeah.
We still have quite a lot to give on the show today. My name is Mary Bashwa Alimi.
My name is Bazito Appeal. Now remember, you guys, maybe some of you have already used the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Thank you very much. You can do that across all the social media platforms. We expect to hear from you guys. Thank you.
Yes, remember you can also watch us live from absolutely anywhere across the world, and that's through our mobile app, which you can download from the Google Play Store iOS.
Yeah. Also see us on GOTV channel 16 or UHF band 49. You perhaps are already doing that. We'd like to say thank you.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so besides that, you should also follow us across all our social media handles. We're on Facebook, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram. Which one did I leave out? Twitter as well.
Snapchat.
Yes, everywhere at TVC
Everything.
Connect. All right?
Alrighty.
Okay, so tell us what we have
Now,
this
for
hour.
what we have this hour, we're going to be starting off with a musical performance from Afrofusion singer, rapper, and also songwriter Orishe Weimi Toyo. Today, he is going to be joining us with his latest track, What They Told You. Finally joining us on the couch for an interesting conversation, we have a multiple award-winning actor, Iremide Fantastics Adeoye. Now, he's a creative with an interest in film, fashion, entertainment, content creation, public relations. His interests are many. He'll be letting us in on his creative world when he joins us here on the couch. Welcome
All
back.
right.
Thank you very much.
Yes, indeed.
I'm surprised how we didn't talk about the issue with Banky W from over the weekend yesterday. But now
It's
that
been
this
the
is
elephant
here-
in the room.
It
And
has
I know
been the elephant.
there's an elephant that is gingering to talk about it.
No, actually, to be honest, I am not.
Gingered.
Yeah, I'm indifferent, to be honest. So yeah, we heard about the allegations, you know, the rumors, well, allegations right now, because none of the parties involved have said anything, and so far, you know, there's been so much love between the two parties
on social
involved,
media.
on social media.
Red flag.
Yeah, I mean, there's been pictures and posts and comments. So, you know, Bank has been, you know, complimenting
Doing much.
Susu's page and post. And Susu's been doing the same. Even yesterday, on Sunday after church, there were, you know, pictures of them together, kissing, loving, talking about God's love and all of that. To be honest,
Mary, and over to you, Mary.
Yeah, I was actually going to say, see, couples have issues, yeah? Couples have issues, and that's why life happens after all. I'm actually particular about the fact that putting your stuff on social media, when the backlash comes, people are more interested in seeing happy things go sour. When it's sour, they don't care. But when it's happy, they really want to see it go down. Now, some people are wishing this away, especially people who love the couple, while some are like, okay, let's see how this goes. Now, the two of the parties involved locked their comment section when this incident happened, which further escalated the rumors. But reality is, this couple are looking to blow it over. If you notice, they are focusing on their relationship. They're focusing on themselves. They're looking to promoting themselves. instead of really talking about whatever else is going on.
I kind of like the approach that they're taking. It's giving power couple goals. I'm loving it. And I really, really, really sincerely wish them the best.
I would say,
regardless, because
I would say,
couples go through.
hey, you guys are trying your best. There's no smoke without fire, however. The rumors might not be true, but whatever the case is, just don't do too much on social media so we don't get the wrong idea.
Whether or not it's true, Sha.
Yeah, it's your life, it's your thing, hey.
People marry second, third wives.
Welcome back for the second time around here for the news. My name is Mazino Appeal. Now, let's begin from the nation's capital in Abuja, where President Bola Tinubu has approved the renaming of 15 of the country's airports after the immediate past President Muhammadu Buhari and other prominent Nigerians. According to a statement, the president took the initiative as part of the ongoing reforms in the aviation industry. The Maiduguri airport has now been renamed after the immediate past President Muhammadu Buhari, honoring his service to the nation. Likewise, the Port Harcourt airport now bears the name of the late nationalist Obafemi Awolowo, recognizing his significant role in shaping Nigeria's history. In addition, the Nasarawa airport has been immortalized with the name of Usman Dan Fodio, the renowned founder of the Sokoto Caliphate. This gesture acknowledges his profound influence on the region and the country as a whole. Now, Vice President Kashim Shettima has restated Nigeria's commitments to strengthening relations with Republic of Korea, especially in promoting trade, technology transfer, and maintaining global peace. Vice President Shettima stated this when he received a delegation from the Republic of Korea led by the Special Envoy to the President Jang Sung-min at the Presidential Villa. According to the Vice President, Nigeria and Korea have a very robust bilateral relationship that is anchored on years of mutual trust and cooperation. Earlier in his remark, the Special Envoy of the President of the Republic of Korea, Mr. Jang Sung-min, congratulated Nigeria for the successful inauguration of the new government and conveyed special invitation from President Yoon to his Nigerian counterpart Bola Tinubu to attend the forthcoming Africa-Korea Summit in South Korea. In the meantime, Vice President Kashim Shettima has decorated the new Comptroller General of the Nigeria Customs Service, Adewale Adeniyi, and described his appointment as a moral booster for officers in the service. The Vice President said this is in a brief ceremony witnessed by the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, at the Presidential Villa. He congratulated the new customs boss for bringing professionalism back to the Nigerian Customs Service and rekindling the hope of every custom officer to aspire to reach the pinnacle of his or her profession. The newly appointed Customs Comptroller General told journalists shortly after his declaration that he is committed to a more effective and innovative-driven customs service. And indeed, that's it for the news and sports. Thank you for joining and staying tuned. We've got more inside the last hour here for Wake Up Nigeria. We'll be back. You're welcome back. Here on the couch with me, we have our final guest. And of course, he is a very fantastic person. They had to name him so. Welcome into the studio with us here, actor Iremide Fantastics Adeoye. He's a creative with an interest in film, fashion, entertainment, content creation, PR. I mean, hey, the guy's rap sheet is very long. You're welcome. Good to have you here, Iremide.
Thank you so much for
I don't know whether to call you Shegun or Lulu. Which one now?
Anyone is.
Some of the two very iconic characters that you played that I remember. But good to have you here.
Thank you. Good.
Who is sitting down with us? Is it the content creator? Is it the actor? Is it the fashionista? Who are you?
Let's say a bit of everything.
Bit of everything.
Exactly.
You don't wake up in the morning and say, today I'll be content. Today I'll be an actor. But which one would you say was the beginning, the seed that birthed everything else?
Okay, so fun fact, the first thing I started to do in entertainment wasn't acting. It was being a performing percussionist.
Oh.
That's where the name Fantastics comes from. Because I play the drums and the talking drum, percussion instrument. So I used to go for events, perform at events as an artist, play the drums, play the talking drums. So that was like the first thing I started to do in entertainment. And then I was producing events, hosting events, and acting came along the line. All of these since I was...
that's very interesting. So there's so much we don't know about you. If you're a percussionist, then that must mean that, I mean, that's something I believe percussionists are. It's an inbuilt type of thing. You have to feel the rhythm of whatever it is. So, because that's what everything else is underlaid or aligned with. So that's fantastic. Fantastics, you heard it first here, actually comes from his ability to play the drum. Let's talk about your fashion, however. Fantastic. First off, I remember what you wore for the AMVCAs. So how did the public, how did the Twitter and Instagram react to your very corseted dress?
Well, I don't know. Okay, so my outfit had a bit of drama to it because I didn't wear what I was supposed to wear.
There was a wardrobe malfunction that led into...
So it was few days to the event, and then I told my designer, you know what, just add this and add that, let's do this one instead. And of course, I was expecting a few reactions from people.
What were the reactions like?
Surprisingly, people did like it.
Okay, good.
A few, what are you wearing? But a lot of, this is nice.
It's like you're the poster child for androgynous dressing. It's something that most people or most male fashion icons are beginning to get into. Do you see like a paradigm shift in how we represent as celebrities outside when it comes to our fashion sense?
Yes, because
are we becoming more daring? Are we pushing the envelope?
Oh, 100. We're becoming more daring. For me, because personally, I'll use me as an example. I wear crop tops for events. My jacket at the EMVCs was a crop suit. And it's not usual that you would see most guys wear to events like the EMVCs. Most people just wear maybe a normal tux. Okay. But I wanted that men can wear this too and still eat regardless. And initially, it was supposed to even have more drama. It was supposed to be a backless suit.
What, red high heel shoes?
I wore heels actually, but just heeled boots, but not high heels like that.
Well, let's take a detour into your acting. Fantastic actor, let me see. I mean, you played Segun very well. I also read up on the fact that you had to take some back lessons to be Segun. Can you talk us through constructing that character from the guy we see here who's very, you know, this guy to that guy who's a street dweller, you know, a downfall surfer and all of that. Tell us about that construction.
Okay, so for me as an actor, I am 100 invested in my characters because I am so particular about the characters that I play. And since I started to take my career more seriously, I started to put more efforts into delivering, into being my characters. So I do not just want to be that actor that comes on set and, okay, let's just shoot and go. So when Segun came, I have been longing to play a character like that because most people just see me and they think, oh, he's prim and proper. He doesn't play some type of characters. And one thing I do not like is to be typecast, and I would never allow any producer typecast me. So when Victor Okpalan, the producer of Tiger's Tale.
Tiger's Tale, yeah, that's what it's called, by the way, Tiger's Tale.
And he said, okay, you'll be playing Segun. And initially, he was skeptical, sort of.
Can you pull it off?
He was like, because when we were reading with some other producers, they're like, this is the way they look like this. You should say, go if you do Street Boy. I'm like, all right, let's get into it. And then when I did my first take on set, he was like,
what was the first take like? Can you give us a sample?
Okay, so the first scene I had was, I think the first thing that actually showed for me was when I went to steal something, and then they were beating me up, and I was supposed to be screaming and shouting and showing all that doggedness of the street boy. Yeah. And I had not met any of the producers before, so I just went on set, boom, let's shoot. It was late in the night, and then I switched from being the Iremide Ajay.
Can we get a sample of that street boy being beaten up, who's like, nah, I don't degree type. If I can do it, you can.
Okay, so let's say, let's do a bit of acting here. You are the lucky boy that came to the island.
Okay, all right, get into character now.
Yes.
I'm the lucky boy that what now?
You came to the island, maybe a restaurant somewhere, and I sort of stole your side mirror.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't admit that I stole it.
Okay.
And then now you're challenging me
to
give you a side mirror. Now that's it.
My career is on the line, by the way, but sorry. What are you doing next to my car? Sorry. Wait, my side mirror is... Hey, come.
Hey, side mirror.
Wait, sorry. You were standing here just now.
Why are you doing fun?
Please, I beg, when I come, can't see this guy.
This is JJ.
Bring my side mirror.
What happened?
All right. Great. That's the street boy. I get it now. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
That was a grand character. But so, how much of a switch did you have to do to play Lulu?
Okay. So for Lulu,
this is Lulu in Awura, by the way. If you watch Wura and I think Showmax and all the rest, you know that character. So how much of a switch did you have to make?
Okay, so moving from Shegun to Lulu, because Shegun, I had to spend time on the street for a while. I took random trips on the road in downfalls just because I wanted to see how these guys live their lives.
Which shows.
And then, so for Lulu, I didn't have to do too much.
Okay.
But the only thing is the headspace that I had to put myself into for that character, because for me to achieve the characterization I was looking for, I needed to get locked up in some headspace because my character is very, very emotional, expressive.
Let's put it out there. Your character was not just emotional and expressive. Your character was also quite queer.
Oh, he is queer.
He is queer.
Yeah.
So that headspace, was it natural or did you have to also re-engineer a personality?
I wouldn't exactly say re-engineer per se, because what we're trying to do right now is play it as natural as it can be. So we're not demonizing, because I wouldn't participate in that. So I picked the character, played the role because I did love the character, loved the role, and it wasn't, the basis of the character wasn't mainly his queerness. Fine, yes, that's like a huge part of it.
Yeah.
But he has a lot of emotional backlog that people need to check into that now resonates with the queerness. So it's not just, oh, he's queer. They need to know some of the things that he has passed through, and that was what I was trying to achieve. Show you.
Are there many Nigerians in his situation
100
cannot, you know, exactly express themselves like he was doing?
Yes, yes. And that's why I feel really great to be taking up something of that magnitude. Okay. Displaying the realities of thousands of people.
So you empathize with the character.
Yeah, because after I played Lulu, I have gotten several mails, several DMs of people just coming to me and pouring out their hearts and saying, thank you for telling my story. And that's a great thing for me. That's one of the reasons why I am an actor.
Fantastic. That's beautiful. Fantastics. See, I said fantastic without even remembering it. It was fantastic. Listen, man, you're a great actor, a great content producer. We see what you do on Instagram. We love it. Don't stop. Continue bringing out those big roles. I don't know, MM, are we ready inside of the kitchen? Because I want to bring over our guests. I don't know if we're already in there. Are we?
Yes, we are.
Well, hey, tell you what, Shegun.
We're so ready.
Let's go on over to the kitchen, shall we?
Right.
Sure. This way, please.
Oh my gosh.
So
nice.
She proposed to herself?
No. His mom actually, she was one that arranged the engagement on his behalf.
So I was as shocked as her.
Yeah.
We're both shocked.
Yeah. Welcome to the kitchen. Fantastic. This is Chef Shibiotimo. I'm sure there's so much she would like to say to you. She made Nigerian fried rice. Yeah.
Okay.
So
with so much love.
Yes. A lot of hearts went into this meal. So please enjoy.
Okay.
And let us know
what
you think.
All right.
Tell us what you think. Shibiotimo is also a content creator.
She's
a TikToker.
Not nights.
Every morning she's up putting her own content
online.
Thank you.
What do you think?
So just like one spoon.
Oh, hey, yeah.
More.
It's yours.
Oh my, great. Now let's just get into it. Okay, so I think I can taste a bit of maybe crab or crayfish or something.
Yeah.
Yes, the crab. Yeah.
So,
but we're very sure if you were not, you know, not many people like seafood.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't exactly like, but this tastes all right.
Nice.
I can see a bit of eggs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like a mixture of, I don't know, some different spices to make different.
Yeah.
Nice.
Told you, a lot of hard went into that meal.
Tastes really great. Well done.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, everybody who's been on the show, or if you're viewing us from your homes. Thank you very much for joining us. I want to catch tomorrow's edition. It's going to be a Wednesday then. And it's a holiday edition as well.
Yes.
So if you're with family, we want to be part of that family. So make sure you welcome us into your homes at 7 a.m. bright and early.
Baraka de Salah. Let me be the first.
Baraka de Salah.
Bye-bye, everybody.